Back to our top story, Fox News, and it's a Fox News alert. The DOJ is discovering even more classified items in President Joe Biden's Wilmington home following a 12-hour search last week.
Fox Business host Larry Kudlow served as director of the National Economic Council under Donald Trump, and he joins us now. Larry, thanks for being here. What do you make of this? Another search with the lawyers in coordination, certainly contrasts with the way Donald Trump was treated.
Yeah, it really did. Thanks for having me. I'm in mourning over the Giants also, if that matters. But
listen, I feel
this is yeah, I know you do feel it. Don't smile, Will. All right, so this is, I believe this is the fifth discovery, and I just want to say that from the various reports, I think it's a container of documents, or I'm sorry, it's 6 containers of documents. So we don't know all there is to know yet about this. I mean, I'm just looking at the
that's a great
Fox
point.
Business report.
It's different than 6 documents if it's 6 containers.
Or 6 items.
Or 6 items. Yeah, good point.
That's it. That was the exact word. Thank you. Items. And so in these items, there are documents, and we'll have to sort that out. But I believe this is the 5th one. So the White House has been reporting to the press corps that they found everything there is to find. That's just not true. The idea that this is an inadvertent mishandling is out the window. I mean, it was nonsense to begin with. And what you have here is gross negligence when it comes to classified documents. Look, let me just walk this through. You retire from the White House, whatever you do. So you're the vice president in this case. You could be the director of the NEC. It doesn't matter. If you have any classified documents that you want to look at later on, let's say you're writing a book of memoirs or something like that, you have the security clearance, okay, that's fine. But, you know, you're carrying this stuff out in briefcases, and it goes to the National Archives. That is the law. It doesn't go to office buildings, Penn Biden Center. It doesn't go to home in Wilmington. It doesn't go to Rehoboth. It doesn't go to any of those places. The first stop for all of it should be the National Archives. And then, if you have the security clearance and you want to go back and look at certain classified documents, etc., you do it at the archives where they'll have a SCIF, or in other words, a secure area, or maybe conceivably some other secure area. But the routing should go through the archives. And Biden didn't do that. And he knows he didn't do that. And they're discovering more and more documents. What are they doing in garages? What are they doing in libraries? What are they doing in Delaware? What are they doing in downtown Washington? Nobody knows that. So there's gross negligence here. And unfortunately, the president, on Thursday or Wednesday, I think it was, just keeps saying, I don't regret anything. And he said, there's no there. Well, I think if he wants to have any law-abiding responses here, he should think about regrets, and he should think about no there. He's made a big mistake. And so he's got to be investigated for that mistake. The other point I want to make is, quite unlike Donald Trump, Biden's personal lawyers have been deeply involved in this. The FBI comes in with Trump, you know, the Mar-a-Lago invasion, which was an incredible thing for an ex-president. The FBI, I guess, finally has gone to the Wilmington house. Finally, it took them long enough to go there. It was all done, you know, pre-preparatory. Everybody was fine. I can see that because Biden is the president, but still there were personal lawyers there and White House counsel type lawyers there. So there's so much we don't know. There's so much here that, you know, smacks of political interference. But you know what I mean? Inadvertent, it's a great phrase. Inadvertent mishandling, nonsense. That's now, it's all over the place. And they're going to have to look elsewhere, too. They're going to have to look elsewhere. My guess is they're going to have to look at Rehoboth. I don't know if they have any other automobiles or Corvettes or whatever that need to be looked in, but it all has to be looked in.
Yeah, we need to know what's in the documents as well. I mean, why were they there? You know, there's so many, you know, seedy connections between the Biden family, Ukraine, China. Russia. I mean, we don't know why these papers were taken out and what they're about, but Joe Biden told us before he was elected that he had nothing to do with Hunter's business, and we now know that's not true.
I mean, it's very important what you just said, I think, because we don't know the contents of these documents. Now, we frankly may never know. I mean, this is a very tricky matter. Are they, for example, going to stonewall the House investigations by Jim Comer? All right. They're going to say, well, we have a special counsel now, and, we'll talk to you, but we can't really tell you very much because we have our own internal processes. Who are these personal lawyers? What kind of security clearance did they have? We don't know that. For that matter, who are these White House lawyers? Did they have the top-level security clearance? We don't know that. You have different levels of security clearance in these processes. So I don't know what we know, but I totally agree with you. It would be a good thing to know at least, I don't know, generically what was in this. It's odd to me that if the New York Times article that Chief of Staff Ron Klain is leaving, if that article is correct, the timing of all this is so curious to me. All right, so we learned late last night that the FBI was in the Wilmington house all day on Friday, I guess it was, and that's the reason that President Biden was going to go to Rehoboth, even though it's very cold in Rehoboth. Ron Klain has allegedly been the mastermind. They called him the prime minister. He's been deeply involved in every single policy issue, calling the shots for the most part, going all the way back to 2021. What was Ron Klain's role in the Afghanistan catastrophe? What has Ron Klain's role been in the immigration Mexican border catastrophe? Ron Klain was the guy who said there was no inflation, and that he tweeted out that inflation is only a rich man's problem. I mean, he has been a very key figure, and I'm just saying, I don't know this, okay? I'm just saying it's curious that with this FBI latest, the 5th FBI investigation of the classified documents, all of a sudden Ron Klain is announcing his retirement, if in fact that's true. And I want to make one more point that my pal Dana Perino, I think, has made too. The press secretary, Karine Jean-Pierre, who, it's been a farce what she said in the White House. She has no story. She can't get it straight. It's because the innards of the White House won't tell her about this document scandal. And I believe that the chief of staff's role should have been to include the press secretary all along. They've destroyed her career and her credibility. I don't agree with any of their politics, but I'm just saying, having worked in the White House, having worked a lot on communications with press secretaries and so forth, they never let her in on anything. They never let her in on anything. And I think Klain has a lot to do with that because they tried to hold this very, very close.
Larry Kudlow, great to have you on the program this morning. We hope you get over your mourning of the New York Giants. We appreciate your perspective.
It's going to be hard. It's going to be hard. I may have to go to mass today.
That'll be good either way. Good for you, Larry.
Thank you, Larry.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.